Albert and Archie painted not so much the things he saw, but what he felt inside and how he loved the Flinders Range. The only thing he ever wanted, the reason that he painted for, was that everybody shared the dream. His land would never change. Oh, but change it did, and through the years they introduced some foreign plants. Familiar things are strange, while strangers play upon the lawn. And motherland. Hey, this is Archie Roach back at my kitchen table, and our journey back to Charcoal Lane, being 30 years, YouTube journey. And today we're going to be talking with a good friend, or someone I've known for a good while now, and who was very significant person in my life in the early days of my music career. And we'll be talking about this here, this album cover in Charcoal Lane, and it was done by this man, Mr. Pierre Baroni, artist and photographer. So I'd just like to introduce Pierre to everybody. How are you, Pierre?
Good, brother. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Yeah. So you remember the cover?
No. What is that? Never seen it before.
The cover, Charcoal Lane cover.
It's a bloody beauty. Isn't it good that you can hold a 12-inch in your hand? I wish we could do that with Jamu Dreaming and the others.
Exactly. You know, it was a time when they recorded, you know, reel to reel, when they did Charcoal Lane, just before they came out with CDs. Still had
it was just when I started at Mushroom in the art department, and it was just the tail end of vinyl, and it was very depressing for me because I love the 12-inch format. You know, grew up with holding that in my hand and, you know, poring over the inside and the outside of old records, you know, and then suddenly we went from 12 inches to 12 centimeters. And
exactly. No, I know what you're saying. It was so special, these old.
Yeah, you can hold them and, you know, open them up and.
Yeah. You know. And look at them. They're just so special. I remember looking at it first after we'd done, you know, recorded the album and came back with this cover idea, and I thought, wow. And I asked who did that. So could you talk a little bit about how you the process, or how you came by doing the design the cover like that?
Well, as I said, I just started working at Mushroom in the art department, and I remember hearing the cassette when it came in of Charcoal Lane, and I just said, you know, I've got to do this one, you know, like, give me this. You got to give me this job, you know, like, and I really want to do it.
Yeah.
And it was before I was a photographer. I'd only started taking photos like about end of '91, so the next year. So yeah. I was only just designing covers, and I said, you know, we've got any photos of Archie, you know, and they said, well, we've got this one photo, and it was a photo of you, and you had like a striped business shirt on.
Yeah, that's right.
I thought, that doesn't look right, you know, like,
yeah.
I can't use that. It looks like it works in a bank or something. So, but I thought it was a pretty good photo of your face. So I thought, you know, and then obviously the title gave me the idea, oh, why don't I just get some crayons and get a crayon and draw you off the photo. And then I did that, and then it kind of looked I don't know, it looked a bit like one of those sort of portraits you get on the street when you're a tourist, you know. And so I thought I needed to make it a bit more earthy, to make it fit with the organic sound of the songs.
Yeah.
And the message in the song. So I came up with the idea of sort of I made a copy of the original drawing and sort of tore strips off it and put some other bits of letrofilm on it. And initially I was going to do it sort of woody sepia tone, but I thought that was a bit too obvious. And I thought, especially like listening to songs like Native, like as soon as I heard the lyric of Albert Namatjira, I thought of it being more green, and so that was the idea of making it green, which is kind of an unusual color to make a cover back in the day. It was sort of kind of regarded as bad retail to have a green record cover. So, but
seriously,
I think it came out pretty well. And then I didn't want to use it when I tried to put the type on. Normal typefaces kind of look too staid, so I wanted something a bit more organic, and I got Letraset of an Egyptian font called Papyrus or something like that, but I decided to make letters out of other letters, like bit by bit, like grabbing an E and making that into another letter, and that's how I came up with that thing. I actually did that on the first time I did that was on Took the Children Away cover.
The
7-inch cover. And so I'd already had the Archie Roach done, and then I just had to do the charcoal line. And then when I came to the back, I made another little torn up strip part on the back. And then I started to put the song titles on, and then the song titles look wrong in a normal font. So then I had to hand make all of those letters on the back. But it was good fun. It was because I thought it really worked. It really, to me, the cover should look like the record sounds. And I thought it the record was really simple. Very acoustic. No big arrangements. No lots of drums and percussion. It was just acoustic guitars and voices, and I wanted to keep the album sort of primal and simple as well.
Oh no, it just turned out perfect as far as I'm concerned. And
it was great. It was great to you had the repress a few years ago, and I was rapt about that because I got to remaster the artwork, and I found the original, and I found the original sketch and the original green version, which I thought I'd given away to the Powerhouse Museum back in the 90s, and somehow I found it in my attic when I moved house, and it had been sitting up there for like 20 years up in the roof of my house in about 50 degrees. And it survived that, so it was great. I was able to remaster the original artwork and revisit a long lost friend.
Oh no, it's made the album as far as I'm concerned. And looking back, I remember the photo and that we took for it, that you drew from. But it's an interesting story I have. I don't know if you heard about Paul Simon. Did you hear that story?
No.
No, I said, well, Paul Simon.
I heard that you met him in America.
No, he came in Melbourne.
In Melbourne.
Yeah, when he came and did that, with a couple of South African musicians when he sung the song Graceland,
Yeah, that tour.
And but before, when I met him at the concert hall, he said, he was talking about how he came to listen to my music, listen to Charcoal Lane. And he was talking about record companies, before you go to certain countries or whatever next country you're going to next, the record companies there send him all these albums of their artists so they can have a listen to. And he says, sometimes I listen to them or listen to a song or two, and sometimes I don't. And I had all these piles of these albums on my desk one time, and I didn't pay much attention. But I looked again, and there's one album that stuck out to me. I looked at it. I said, very striking picture on this cover, and I was looking at it, and I was looking at this guy's face, and I thought, he looks very interesting. And so I was looking at Charcoal Lane and the cover.
Wow.
So he says, I think I'll have a listen to some of the songs. And he put it on and listened to I mean, and listened to the whole album. And that's when he wanted to meet us when he came to Melbourne. And so the cover work certainly lured or got Paul Simon interested in my music. So thanks for that, but well,
That's amazing. I didn't know that. I never heard that story. I knew that you met him, but I had it in my head that you must have met him when you were in LA, or like when you went to play in America. So that's amazing that he chased you up when he was here.
Yeah, but he said, first he said, wow, that's a great. He loved the album cover. He said, I love the album cover, and he looked like a very interesting guy. So I wanted to have a listen to the music, and so yeah, a lot of good things. That's one good thing that came out of this beautiful cover that you did, and
lots of good things came out of it. I got to do your next 3 albums.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely the highlight of my career to be able to do, Jamu Dreaming, and I think for me the high point was getting to do Looking for Butterboy, because by then I was really into my photography, and we got to spend those couple of days down in Port Fairy and sort of going down to the coast there, and that magic sunset with you and flying with the birds, and I'll never forget that, And then the next morning, that's the sunrise down with you, with that silhouette photo of you waiting for the sunrise, and it was a magic period. And then Sensual Being, and then we got to sort of revisit it all when put the 4 of them together for the Creation compilation.
Yeah. Oh, look, it's been a great.
I'd love that. Before I shuffle off this coil, I'd like to one day hope that we could do Creation on vinyl. That would be something. 4 LP box set.
Oh, that's a great idea, and the work that we've done through the years, and the paperback cover of my memoir came out recently.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
This is what it looks like.
Oh yeah, wow. I use that photo. Cool.
Beautiful photo that you took of me here.
Yeah, from Sensual Being.
Yeah, and I've never looked at
that. I know it looks. Now when I look at it, it kind of looks weird to see you in a jacket and a white shirt, like in a suit like that. But the idea of that came from Alien Invasion.
Alien Invasion, that's right. Yeah.
And at the time, Men in Black had just came out, I think. And then you told me the story about that Alien Invasion was about dolphins, and then I was like all confused. But that gave me the idea for the video, to put you underwater in the video.
Yeah. We was only just
remember the video where we had you underwater, or looking like you were underwater?
Yeah, we were just talking about it then. Justin was just talking about how he loved the video of Alien Invasion, and it's I remember at the end there I'm in the suit and white shirt, just waving goodbye to everyone.
And the sunnies, and you kind of look like Ray Charles walking off and waving.
That's right. I haven't seen it for a little while myself, but it's been, I've just cherished the collaboration that we've had through the years, and hopefully something again soon before. Well, even before I it's time for me to go. But it'd be good to be able to do something again with you. Hey, we could have a look at. Think about. So it'd be, it's I think of not just people I've worked with through the years, but especially people like yourself, that the artists and photographers that I've worked with through the years, and how that is another part, another aspect to the story, and that people don't know much about. So it's important we have this bit of conversation today. Yeah,
it's brilliant. Yeah, I've spent the last being locked up in my flat here in Smith Street, not far from Charcoal Lane, I should say, or where Charcoal Lane used to be.
Yeah.
because now people think Charcoal Lane is a restaurant in Gertrude Street, and of course it was a little lane actually in Collingwood, wasn't it, down near Cambridge and Derby Street down there?
That's right, exactly. Yeah.
I remember that period because we used to go to see gigs at the club in Smith Street, just here, and it was a lucky job that just serendipity that I was at Mushroom, got there just in time for Charcoal Lane to come along, and the songs I listen to them all the time still, Native Born just kills me, Beautiful Child, which I played on my radio show a couple of weeks ago, and always get a great reaction when I stick a Charcoal Lane track on. And just great to have it on vinyl, as I said. As you can see, I've got some records. I'm a vinyl person, so I'd love to see Jamu Dreaming one day, and Looking for Butterboy and Sensual Being. I'd love to get the chance to remake them as a 12-inch cover. I've been doing a lot of that with Barnsley's covers that I've done in the past. Because after the 90s, it was all just CDs, so it was really heartbreaking to do a photo shoot and have these beautiful images, and then to know that it was going to be reduced to this 12-centimeter piece of paper, like it was. That sat in a horrible plastic case. I hated those plastic cases with a passion, and
still do.
It was. I really missed those first few months I had when we still had vinyl.
Yeah, exactly. It was a great time for music back in those days too. There's a lot more live music venues around Melbourne then, and you could nearly every second pub was the music. There was gigs there and shows there, and the acoustic venues, and so everybody knew everybody. All the musicians, and we backed each other up, and it was a great time back then when Charcoal Lane came out, and it was the tail end, I suppose, and slowly, it started to sort of dwindle a bit because of, I don't know, circumstances and that. But I have fond memories of not just making Charcoal Lane and what you did with the covers, but just that period, that time when music was pretty strong in Melbourne, and we was sort of like, Melbourne was the live music capital of Australia, certainly back then, that's for sure.
Well, it's been great to see you again, Archie, and great to have a chat about this stuff because, like, we haven't seen you for a couple of years, so
it's been a couple of years.
Yeah, since we did that last little shoot at Hayes Paddock there near Jill's place. Yeah,
that's right. No, look, thanks for coming around. Thanks for being here today and talking to us and talking about the album cover. Not just that, catching up with you again. And it's good to see you. And thanks for your time.
My pleasure, Archie.
So hopefully we'll catch up again soon and perhaps work on something else.
Yeah, and hopefully a gig.
That would be good too as well. Yeah, when things clear up and this virus, whenever the hell it's when things get better, and hopefully that won't be too far up the track, but we'll see how things go. Thank you, Pierre, Mr. Pierre Baroni. Thank you, bud.
Thanks, brother.
Mr. Day. See you, Bass.
See ya.